Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. Today we're doing another Rated or Slated. I know, who'd have known? Not from the thumbnail, never. Anyways, I have the MAC Tempting Fate collection. Now, full disclosure, I don't have all of it. I have one of the eyeliners, two of the lipsticks, one of the face strobes, the Fix Plus, and the eyeshadow palette. So I'm looking at each of these. So I got the eyeshadow palette. It looks a little something like this. The two lipsticks that I got were Dusty Grape and Avant Garnet. The eyeliner that I got was Pine for Me. And then the face strobe that I got was Pumpkin Spice. So if you are interested in seeing swatches and seeing a tutorial of this, of not how like I was made, because that's how you get demonetized. But if you want to see how I did this look, then fantastic. You know, this is the one for you. And obviously I will have a review at the very end. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then do please keep on watching. Hello friends, I am Greasy and Gross, which really should be the name of my channel. Rebrand! Anyways, I have the MAC Tempting Fate collection. I don't have all of it, but I have a big chunk of it. And I got the eyeshadow palette because, you know, whatever. And I need to show you the packaging because, it's like a beautiful painting. Like, it's so pretty, right? It's quite small. Like, you know, I thought it was going to be bigger. What am I, on Tinder? Who knows? Anyways, it looks like this. Now, this is me being weird, but if you look here, there's kind of space around the pan where it's not like put in completely. Now, that little space, that drives me a little bit nuts because, you know, I like things a certain way. Is it a big deal? No, but I just kind of figure, you know, you're paying a good amount for this, so it should kind of come out nicely. Now, it's very nice packaging. I don't know if this is cardboard. It doesn't feel like it's cardboard. It has this sort of a vinyl texture. I don't know. The imprinting on this. Anyways, look, that's not what we're here for. We're gonna do some swatches. They haven't named them, so we'll see. Now I don't want to dig in too much because they have this beautiful imprint. Now, this first shade I think I could also use as possibly a highlighter because, you know. So let's have a little look. Yeah, I can use that as a highlighter for when I have a tan. I have tans, don't you come for me. That is a beautiful deep, almost like it looks brown in the pan, but there's almost like a mulberry sort of a finish to it. Or maybe that's just me being insane. Look at how dark my eyes are. You can tell I am not sleeping well. There's stuff going on in my personal life. It's great. It's not. It's very stressful. But sure, look, we're all in it together. You're not going through what I'm going through, and I'm not going through what you're going through, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm very tired. Anyways, this is the last four. So let's try the, oh, that's nice. That's a nice grunge green. Right, I think that MAC have been coming out with more and more interesting stuff lately. So I am here for it. This is autumnal. This is Nom Nom, I believe is the correct technical term. I like this shade. I like this shade. Now, I know that my friend Brianna, who, by the way, this is part of why I got this, is I associate MAC with Brianna. And it makes me sad that she's in the States, so I don't get to annoy her with my presence and I don't get to like look at her beautiful face all the time. So this is a weird thing for me that I'm like, I get an emotional tie with makeup because I now associate MAC with her. And I like having this because it reminds me of her. I know that sounds weird, but she was saying that kind of this what didn't run as deep as she thought it would. So I'm keeping that in mind now. She has a darker skin tone than me. I am the shade of this wall. So bearing in mind when I talk about these things, it's how it has suited me or how I have found it to work. Never base your decisions on one person's opinion. Research. Have a little look about it. But look, we're here, we're gonna have fun. These are the swatches. I'm gonna try and do something with this. I've no idea what it is that I'm doing, which is just how my life is. But before that, I'm gonna have a shower because I'm gross and greasy. And I want to be a little bit less gross and greasy. So, yeah, see you in a bit. The lids are primed. Is this the best look I've done? No, but that's sort of the theme here. So, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to start off with a Jessup JE03. It's a small blender, and I'm going into this shade here. And I'm going to go put this through my colour switch first. Now, I think Brianna was right. These are not quite true to what you would think they would be, right? You're going to see what I mean. So once I put this, now I'm pale, I'm very pale. There's not a huge amount of pigment in this, which is a little bit disappointing. I think these palettes are one of those like a wash of colour type thing. Now, if you know me, I like my pigment. I'm a pigmented bee. Well, no, me personally, I'm not, because like, you know, I'm 50 shades of white, but I like pigment is what I'm attempting to say. We'll get there eventually. And then I have this Morphe M506, putting it through the colour switch again, and just taking it dry without any product on, and just swishy, swishy, blendy, blendy. And you can kind of see it does kind of disperse it quite a bit. This is very pink toned. It didn't look as pink toned in the pan. Did I know what it was that I was doing when I sat down to film? Absolutely not, but I never do, so don't come for me. I'm using the Jessup JE03 again, but this time I'm going into this dark purple. Now, again, you'll notice with this, pigment doesn't really pack much of a punch. You'll see what I mean. So I kind of tap it on initially, and you're kind of like, okay, that's not bad. But then once you start to blend it, it starts to almost disperse into nothing, which, if I'm honest, is not my thing. You know, I don't love that, you know? So once you start to blend, yeah, you can see it starts to, not, it doesn't get patchy, but it gets very, kind of, I don't know, like, not translucent, but almost translucent. It's again just that wash of colour rather than a hit of colour, which is what I would want in this instance. And I spent a lot of time packing colour back on and then blending to the point that it was just blending out again to almost nothing. So beware. If you're looking for this to be like a very, very pigmented purple, that is not what you're getting here. I'm sorry, that's not what this is. I'm taking this M506 again and just gonna swish between the two so I can get more of a blend. And I spent a lot more time on this eye trying to get it to work, but now that I know kind of how it works, I know that this is about as much pigment as I'm gonna get with this. You know, I think my concern about this is not going to work very well on darker skin tones. I'm going into the purple again just to show you how little actually kind of comes up. So it's, I kind of had thought, well, maybe this will be a nice smaller alternative to the Be Perfect Stacey Marie, because I'm not really buying from Be Perfect, but unfortunately this doesn't, I'm already like giving it away, like this doesn't work in the best way in that sense. Taking the JE03 again, and this time I'm going into this sort of brown shade. Now it isn't really brown, it actually ends up being more of like a burnt orangey red. You see what I mean, okay? And again, yeah, see, it's not really a true brown, and again that kind of blends into almost nothing. So very much these are like washes of colour, you know, a suggestion, a soupçon of pigment, which is a bit disappointing because the last time I had a MAC palette, not that I get many MAC palettes, but this is like my second one. The last one I had was the Botanic Panic, and I was like, oh my god, excuse you, who are you, and why are you so fabulous? So this is a little bit of a, oh, okay. Like, I can see why people would really like this. I actually think this is a great, like, go to work, kind of fairly effortless thing, but this is not, this wouldn't be my personal style of makeup. I freaking love the packaging, but I like a lot of pigment. I like stuff that I can do something fairly structured with. I'm taking the M506 and I'm going into that shade again to try and kind of swish it back and forth. But if you watch my channel, you probably know I do a certain amount of like structured stuff. Not that I'm very good, but like I give it a go. You know, that's makeup. It washes off. You don't have to worry about it. But this doesn't quite align with me now. I love the shades. I think the color story is beautiful. But you can see how that just kind of fades out. I'm taking this Melt Transition brush and I'm going into that same shade again to just pack and then just do quite a bit of a blend there. But again, I mean, these are just my opinions. If you loved it, fantastic. Absolutely delighted for you. None of us want to buy makeup that we don't like. It's sad and it's upsetting. And it's not that I don't like it. I actually think it's lovely, but it's not what I had intended, if that makes sense. I'm now taking this Jessup 228 and I'm going into this shade here. Now it's kind of a lilac-y shade and there's a bit of shimmer in it. Now this is really lovely to put into the crease and kind of work it up. But again, when you do this, you can see just how much kind of all the other shadows kind of blend away into almost nothingness, like my social life, you know. But I am also aware that as I'm reviewing this, there's been a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and I'm hoping that that's not affecting how I'm perceiving things. So again, take all of that with a pinch of salt. I think that is a beautiful, beautiful shade. There's something about kind of the formulas that they use for these shimmers. I think this would be a beautiful highlighter, and in fact there's two shades that I haven't used from this palette and I plan on using them as highlighters because they're extra dimension skin finishes. Like, they're expensive, but God, they're good. They're good. They know what they're doing there. It's very annoying. Right, what I'm going to do now is off camera, I'm going to do a little bit of a cut crease and I'm going to put down some of this glitter. It's LA Splash and it's in the shade Doxy. And when I tell you, it is terrible. It really is. It takes a lot to build up. So that's why I'm not doing that on camera, because you'd be like, why is there nothing to it? But I bought it a while ago and I want to use it up. So if you see this and have been thinking about it and going, will I get it? Don't. Just get an OPV glitter. They're miles better. I regret this. But yes, we'll be back in a bit. Okay, when I tell you that glitter is a nightmare, trust me, it is a nightmare. There's no opacity to it. It's very annoying. Anyways, whatever. I'm using this Zoeva, the 238. I just got it. I'm very excited. It works beautifully. Are we surprised? And I'm going into this lovely green. This is beautiful, I will say. I was very impressed with the pigmentation on this. It has a lovely shimmer to it, but it's still this like olivey, shimmery, autumnal sort of a look. Oh, I love it. Like, I love this shade. This is beautiful. This is a bit of me. Did I buy it for the shade? Stop asking me awkward questions. You know, that hurts my feelings. And am I getting very close to a mirror? Yes, because I can't see what I'm doing. Also takes that glitter 5,000 years to actually dry down. It's very annoying. It's like picking up a certain amount of it on the brush. Sure, look, whatever. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Just trying to get it, you see, as close to the glitter liner so that it's like not weird and awkward like me. You can see there's a lovely shade to that. Really nice pigment. Beautiful. I wish that like the rest of the shades were as pigmented as this. Although even then, I will say that this is a muted amount of pigment, you know? Like, I think I've gotten better from other palettes, you know? Maybe I'm a bit, am I being shady? Is it happening? Ooh, it's happening. Yeah, okay. I'm going to wrestle with Doxy again to put the line down, and we'll come back, and it's so simple from there because I also have this Glisten Cosmetics Pride liner, and I used the purple from that. And just as an FYI, little tip, I used the top of my old Urban Decay, was it the Razor Sharp liner, because it was gone, it was finished. It's beautiful to use as a liner tool. If you can't be bothered to go and buy liner brushes, just keep your current liners and you can use it for that, you know? Reduce, reuse, recycle, and all of that jazz. I have another Zoeva 238 now, and I am going into this shade here. Now this is a really nice kind of a burnt orange shade, which kind of corresponds with what was meant to be brown, but ended up being more of a, I mean, let's be real, an orange really on the outside. So you can see this is almost like a corresponding colour that you didn't expect it to be. I really struggled with that glitter, by the way. Really struggled. So please learn from my mistakes. Do not buy it. Do not get it. It looks so pretty with the handle, but just don't. Don't buy things for the packaging. Don't be Teresa. Make wise purchasing decisions. And I'm just stamping that in and just working that out a little bit. Nothing major, nothing very technical there. Let's be real. I mean, that'll do. And I'm taking this Melt Transition brush and I'm going into that shade, but I'm also going into that dark brown orangey shade that is giving me trust issues, and just swishy swishy, just to kind of give it a bit of depth to the outside if we can. Probably not. It's all a nightmare. Nothing is going right. Oh no! Standard. Yeah, I mean, that'll do. I'm going to F off now, put on the liner. There's other things I've obviously gotten from the collection. I have an eyeliner, I think it was in the green or the blue, can't really remember. I'll be using that on the waterline. I also have this kind of strobe blush. I'll use that, so we'll come back when I have a bit more of the base done and I'll put that on. And I'm also going to use some of this as highlights, so we'll come back and do a little bit of that. I got the fixed setting spray, but I already have a little setting spray here from MAC, so same difference, just different packaging. And then 2 lipsticks. So we'll figure out which ones we're going with then. So be back in a bit. Okay, so I've put on a little bit of my base. I still have more to do, but let's do this little bit together. I got the Strobe Face Glaze Illuminator, and I got it in Punk in Spice. Yeah, puns. Anyways, so you don't get a huge amount of product. It's 15 ml, and it was pricey enough. So let's see. I'm using, by the way, this Zoeva 118. It's the multi-liquid. I've been using this a lot, so I know that I like it. I'm not putting too much on because, frankly, 15 ml. What was it? Anyways, look, the packaging is nice. Stop buying things for packaging, Teresa. Stop buying things for packaging. Anyways, I'm going to take off my glasses because that's actually how I do this, she says. I'm going to pat that there and blend it in. Yeah, see, this is the thing with liquid products. They just kind of seep in there and they become like really natural. Oh, I like that. Like, this does just look like that's my skin, in as much as like it can when I have terrible foundation on. I'm almost finished with this foundation and I'm very happy. Now, I will say that didn't go a long way, so I need more for the other side, which I don't love. My God, if this became like a favourite of anybody's, you'd be constantly poor trying to like replace it. Do I think this is the best sort of liquid blush I've ever come across? No. No, I don't. I don't think this necessarily kind of necessitates the price tag. It's grand. There's a little bit of a glow to it, but I think you can get just as good for cheaper. Like, I've been using a lot of my Colourpop cream kind of Super Shock kind of blushes, and they're just as good. Yeah, it doesn't give you a huge amount of colour, but I'd say you could build that up. Will I put a bit more? Because I do want to kind of get a bit more. Right, I'm gonna apply it directly. Don't come for me. I can do what I like within reason, as long as it's not murder. Or can I? No, I can't. Unfortunately. No, I mean, not that I would plan on it. Never mind. Moving on. And then I'm just kind of patting that in. But you do see it does blend in really well. And by the way, the foundation I have on is XX Revolution mixed with IT Cosmetics, because I'm trying to use up the XX Rev. And I don't like it. But if I put it with the IT Cosmetics, it makes it a little bit less like, you know, like awful and cakey. So this helps. I don't like cakey makeup. It's just not for me. Yeah, I mean, that'll work. By the way, the eyeliner, it's really funny because there's like that pale purple, but it's actually a green. So in case you're like, what is going on here, Teresa? No. I don't know. Also, I do need to sort out my lips. But what I'm going to do now is I have this Suva 140 brush. It's really nice for highlighter. And I think I'm going to go into maybe this shade and this shade. We're really going for it. And let's just, again, taking off the glasses. Don't know why I bothered putting them on in the first place. Oh, hello. Gonna buff that in. Buff it in, lads. Buff it in. Buff. Oof. Oh, that was a lot of pigment. I wasn't expecting that. I did tap. Oh no. There's so much. Why is there so much? Okay, it's starting to look a bit better now. Okay, we're getting there. Oh my god, the panic. I mean, not real panic, because, you know, priorities. There we go. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, so once you buff it in, that works pretty nicely. Tap. We ready for another like explosion? Okay, not as bad on this cheek. Okay, we're doing okay. I will buff it. Buff. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Had nothing to do with this, but there you go. This side is definitely more glowy than this. What is it? I always end up with one side that's more glowy than the other. What's that about? Probably because like the first side had more like, I don't know, wetness or something to it. Ew. So it's probably clinging to the product. Oh, I do my makeup really quickly, so like half the time stuff isn't like set. I'm such a professional. Because I do have to put like powder and stuff on now. So I will be coming back in with more of that later. But for now, that's it. I obviously have 2 of the lipsticks and I'll figure out which ones. I got Dusty Grape and I got Avant Garnet. Anyways, I might try on both of them, but I'm going to finish off the rest of it. I might apply some jewels because it's that kind of a day. A day ending in a Y. Let's go for it. Let's just steer into this dumpster fire of a day. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty much almost done now. I just have to, you know, make myself look a bit more presentable. I obviously have to put on some lipstick. Now, I got 2 of the lipsticks. I got them in the shades Avant Garnet and in the shade Dusty Grape. So I'm going to try them on now and we'll see what they look like. So I'm going to start off first with Avant Garnet. And it's this quite nice red colour. Let's be real, you know how I feel about that. I mean, I like the shade of that. Obviously, I'm not putting this on perfectly. It's just to give you an idea. Yeah, it's a nice creamy sort of a feel, but not wildly drying. Yeah, I like that shade. So that is what the Avant Garnet looks like. So I'm going to wipe this off now and then put on the other one, which is Dusty Grape. Okay, so I have Dusty Grape here. That came off, by the way, no problem, just used a wipe. And that's what Dusty Grape looks like. These are both my kind of colours. The packaging, so nice. So I'm going to finish off the rest of this. I will give you a zoom in then of the eyes so you can see what it looks like all together, and I will tell you about what I think of each of these. Obviously I used, by the way, the green liner, so by then I'll have tried out everything with the exception of the new Fix Plus, because it's not new, it's just different packaging, so you know, you don't need to know that. Okay friends, I'm back, finished off everything else, tried to make myself look presentable. I landed on Dusty Grape as the lipstick because I just thought, why not? A little bit vampy, a little bit autumnal. That's what we're going for. I'm going to zoom you into the eyes now so you can see what it is that I've done. My glasses are eternally dirty, despite me continually cleaning them. So, Brianna, don't come for me. So this is what it looks like all together. My fringe is doing weird things, as per usual. Oh, that glitter, I hate that glitter so much. It just starts like falling apart and just do not get it, do not. I just ended up using a lot of products that I'm not fond of, just because I'm like, get rid of them, Teresa. I glued things to myself because when in doubt, if things are not going the way that you want them to, just glue things to yourself and that will help. Does this count as a cut crease? Have I tried to do something different? Not really. The lashes are Desire by Lois Cosmetics, just in case you want to know. So that essentially brings us on to the review portion. Obviously I didn't try the Fix Plus. Let's just have a little look at what it looks like. I mean, look at that packaging. Look, if you like Fix Plus, you're gonna like this. I'm keeping all the boxes on this because that's the kind of person that I am. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the pencil. It was in what shade? Pine for Me. That was the Wailing Lament of a Cat. Meow. Sorry, Wailing Cat has been attended to. She's currently looking to potentially hop on me. Anyways, the Pine for Me, it's a beautiful kind of a bluey green, like a dark green, but pine coloured. I think they should have gone with more of an olive green. That being said, fantastic pigment, stays to the waterline no problem. I always have a problem with this eye, but it took to it really, really well. However, if you have NARS Grafton Street, this is very similar in tone, so you won't need this, but the packaging, beautiful. I would give this a 9 out of 10. I actually think it's very, very good. I just think it's expensive. That's why I'm taking a mark off, but other than that, no big deal. Next thing is this Strobe Face Glaze Illuminator. You do not get an awful lot. I mean, it's 15 mils. How long is that going to last me? And I found I had to use an awful lot to get any sort of pigment. It was okay in the end. Now, I'm very pale, so it should show up no problem on me. But not so much. Again, gorgeous packaging. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But I just don't think... I think there's better out there. I think you can get the likes of R.E.M, etc. that do something similar for much cheaper. So for this, I would say a 4 out of 10. It just, I don't think it warrants that price. I'm just saying, don't, shh, calm down. The lipsticks, right? Beautiful packaging, gorgeous. The feel, lovely. Yeah, I cannot fault these. These are my kind of colours. If you like these ones, I didn't get the other three because I was like, come on now, Teresa, just, you know, rein yourself in somewhat. Beautiful. I would actually give these a 10 out of 10. I think they're fabulous. Do not regret getting those at all. And finally, what I always think a collection kind of rests on is the eyeshadow palette. Let's face it, the packaging, beautiful. They went to all the trouble of having the embossing, but you can kind of see I've had to dig in a little bit to get some pigment. Right, so what do I think of this? I think a lot of people will like this because you can't go overboard on this. So you can't end up looking like you have panda eyes because the pigment isn't really there. This is good for people who are like looking for a little bit of colour but want to do it in a safe way. You know, they're like, I want a little pop of something but still have it be quite grungy. So in that sense, I think a lot of people will like it. However, this isn't really aimed at people like me who are all about the pigment and, you know, just having that there. I was quite disappointed with the darker shades. They weren't really true to pan, and I will also say that they just kind of blended into nothing, which, sadness. So I think if you wear makeup every day and you just want something effortless, this is for you. Like if you're not doing anything big, anything fancy. But if you're looking for more like, I don't know, like editorial, not that my makeup looks are editorial, but more like kapow and pigmented, this ain't gonna be for you. This is not drag queen makeup, right? That's the way I'm thinking of it. Like a drag queen would not like this. I do think the shades, like these shades, beautiful as like highlighters, and that's probably how I'm going to use it. But the test being, if I could turn back time, would I necessarily buy that palette again? Possibly not. I don't think I would. I'd go back and I would definitely get the lipsticks again. Would not get the face strobe. Just, I'd take that off the list. I'd get the eye pencil. I think that was pretty darn good, you know. Do I need it? No, I have Grafton Street. And I get the Fix Plus. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag, this collection. I do like to see MAC stepping out of their comfort zone, and I think this is a little bit of a move in that direction, but I know that they're able to do really good pigments. So I'm like, come on guys, do it for me. But yeah, that's essentially it. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you can see more of whatever I'm doing over here. Who knows? Having some sort of an existential crisis more than likely. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's STDs, in which case, you know, wrap it up. Don't be gross. That's it. That's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.